From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. In tonight's conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Roberts Wesleyan University Redhawks. Good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. And Nick, the Dolphins are in the East Coast Conference playoffs. The only question that remains, of course, is who they will play, but also, will they play in the first round, or will they get a first-round bye? They are closing in on that first-round bye, and a win here tonight goes a long way toward clinching that.
Yeah, they want to win out, obviously. They want to finish the regular season, I think, with 19 wins if they can, 20 wins if possible. So that would be a huge benchmark here for this team with their remaining games going out to close out the season, 4 games to go. So they're motivated. They want to win. They want to keep the good times rolling here. And they want to finish out the regular season here strong at home. This is a big game for them. Huge game for Roberts Wesleyan as well. They're fighting for their seeding also. But the Dolphins, they want to get some revenge here, Joe. And earlier in the season, Roberts Wesleyan, they, on their home court, they defeated the Dolphins. Dolphins looking to avenge that loss here and split the season series.
The Redhawks are the only team in the East Coast Conference to have beaten the Dolphins, with the exception, of course, of St. Thomas Aquinas College. As you mentioned, Nick, the Dolphins will be looking to avenge that loss from earlier in the season. You also mentioned the potential for 20 wins, and 20 wins is still within reach. 3 conference games remaining, 1 non-conference game. That non-conference matchup is our next broadcast. That game, of course, will be played on Saturday. But let's take a look at that game against Roberts Wesleyan from earlier this season. The Dolphins led at halftime, but it was a tale of two halves. They gave up 49 points in the second half of an 83-74 loss.
Yes, Joe, and Isaiah Elmore, he was great in that game. Total 14 from the field, 2 for 2 3-point range, 6 rebounds, 30 points. And Kevin was a constant pain. Kevin Constant for the Dolphins as he dropped 20 on them in that game. The big story in the game, really, Joe, was the fact that Roberts Wesleyan had 27 points off turnovers and 44 points in the paint. Dolphins just 15 points off turnovers. So that was a really great job by Roberts Wesleyan for sure. And that game, that's what kind of led them to victory with their 18 fast break points.
And I think something else that really stood out in that game between the Dolphins and the Redhawks, you really nailed it with the points off of turnovers, but also it was one of the rare games where the Dolphins did not shoot well from beyond the arc. 32% for many teams, good enough to win games, but for the Dolphins, 32% far below what we're accustomed to seeing from this CSI team. And if you can slow down the Dolphins from beyond the arc, that's a start toward beating them, though. This CSI defense, not to be overlooked as well. Messiah Mallory has been a shot-blocking machine this year. He, of course, set the program record with blocks in a single game. He had 8 earlier this season. The Dolphins did not record a single block in the game against Roberts Wesleyan. That's something to keep in mind. Turnover battle, the Dolphins committing 20 turnovers. That's not good enough. The Roberts Wesleyan Redhawks in that game, only 13. So those are a couple of areas to look at entering tonight's matchup.
Yeah, what was interesting in that game, Bryce Waterman did not score, and Aaron Goldstein held to 8 points, McAllister to 9, but Mallory led the way, 14 points, but you also had some other surprising players over 10 points in that game. Luis Armas, his season high in minutes of 20, he dropped 11. We'll see if maybe he gets extra playing time tonight because there was something there in that game that Roberts Wesleyan couldn't stop. Adelaide Oyekanme, 10 points in that game as well, and Chris Clancy, 4 of 5, 2 of 2 for 3, 10 points. So they spread out the scoring in that game, and we'll see if they're able to just shoot the 3 a lot better tonight in this game. Only, like you mentioned, 31.8% in that game.
It's very likely, if not a mathematical certainty, that Roberts Wesleyan is in the playoffs. I'd have to double-check the standings. But what I do know is that the Redhawks come in still in contention for a first-round home playoff game. It would be tough to make that happen, but it is certainly not impossible, and you know that means something to this Redhawks team. Also, the opportunity to sweep the Dolphins this season, not something to be overlooked. As I mentioned before, only one other team in the conference has beaten CSI this year, and to pick up a win against one of the top 2 teams in the conference on their home floor has to be a conference booster for Roberts Wesleyan heading into the playoffs. If they were to win tonight, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they do end up locking up a playoff spot. Again, I'll double-check the standings and get that information to you during the game. Of course, there are other conference games on the schedule tonight as well. That changes things moving forward toward the ECC playoffs. But this game, not as big a game for the Dolphins. However, they would love to lock up that first-round bye.
Absolutely, and it's a big game. Obviously, all the games are at this stage of the season. But for Roberts Wesleyan, if they sweep the Dolphins here, gives them the confidence going into the East Coast Conference playoffs that, hey, we're probably going to be in the championship game. We beat people that are in our path and our way there. For the Dolphins, you want to get that first round bye. You want to be able to have to just play one game and then try to go against Stack, who we're going to assume is probably going to be in the championship game again. And just being able to rest the players, one extra game, not having to really rush into things, having the time to do the film study, which we know Coach Tevz loves to do so much. It would just pay off in dividends to have that first round bye.
Well, we'll take a look at the men's basketball standings for the playoffs in just a moment. I'm pulling those up on my laptop in front of me. As you mentioned, Nick, Stack at the top of the conference, 11-2 conference record. However, they are effectively 2 games ahead of the Dolphins rather than just one by virtue of their 2 wins over CSI this year. The Dolphins are at 10-3 right now in conference play, only 1 game ahead of Damon. The Wildcats 9-4. However, same situation applies to the Dolphins with their lead over the Wildcats. The Dolphins' lead is effectively 2 games because they beat the Wildcats in both meetings this season. Roberts Wesleyan 7-5. Right now, they're looking to hold on to their home playoff game in the first round. The 3 and 4 seeds, of course, host in the opening round of the ECC Championship. And looking down the line, if the Redhawks do win tonight, I think they mathematically do lock up a playoff spot. So big potential for them tonight to come away with a win and secure their spot in the playoffs. That being said, they are likely in looking to secure a home game in the opening round of the playoffs. But the Dolphins, with a win tonight, will move to within 1 game of clinching a home game in the playoffs.
Big for them, and after this, I mean, the schedule continues with some games here. Obviously, Saturday, the non-conference game, not going to play into that, but Wednesday night, it'll be an emotional night here, senior night in the tank as they take on Malloy, and they'll close it out on the road on Saturday, next Saturday, March 2nd at Queens College.
Well, typically, non-conference games can be easily overlooked, especially during playoff time. It's not often that we get a marquee non-conference matchup like we're going to be treated to on Saturday. Both the Dolphins and their opponent on Saturday, the Bloomfield College Bears, received votes to be part of the East Region Top 10. 3 teams that received votes that did not get in, Bloomfield and CSI, 2 of those 3. The Dolphins have wins against multiple teams in the East Region Top 10. Perhaps the winner of that game on Saturday works their way into that conversation and into the East Region Top 10 for NCAA Division II. That's something to keep an eye on. Should be a great game coming up on Saturday. And if the first meeting between these 2 teams on the floor tonight was any indication, we should have a great game in store for us this evening as well.
Yeah, and I think, like we said, to keep an eye out on in this game is kind of the people who contributed in the last game repeat the performances, and then for the Dolphins also, can you get Bryce Waterman involved? Can you get him going? A rare scoreless night for him that last game, and we saw him the last time we were on the air here. Got his 1,000-point, had a huge game, 20 points, and you couple that in with the rest of the three-point shooters, and get the three-point percentage up. Dolphins should have a nice night offensively.
And taking a look at the numbers for the Redhawks as a team, and it really flows perfectly off of that point you just made. Roberts Wesleyan allows opponents to shoot nearly 47% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc. That likely is not going to be good enough against the Dolphins team that has had no problem putting the ball in the basket all season long. However, the Redhawks do shoot 45% from the field and a respectable 34% from three-point range. The Dolphins will have their hands full defensively, as we saw during that first matchup earlier this year. My point being, we could be in for a high-scoring game tonight as the Dolphins shoot about 44% from the field as a team and 38% from downtown. That three-point number, simply remarkable as they begin to inch closer and closer to 40%. I don't think there's enough time left in the season to get there, but Bryce Waterman individually, incredible shooting numbers this year. He is shooting 45% from three-point range this season, nearly 46% from the field. a truly remarkable final season for him as a Dolphin.
Yeah, going out on the top of his game, Bryce Waterman. His scoring has been next level this year, leading the team in scoring. And overall, just Sean Hargrave throws out a vicious dunk in the pregame ritual here, and the Dolphins are getting pumped and ready to go. But overall this season, just a lot of great individual performances. And I've spoken to everybody who has been the player of the game, and they really don't care about those individual performances. They're all about the team right now. They all want to win, and they all want to do great things in the postseason.
And shifting our attention back to Roberts Wesleyan very quickly as we wrap up the McDonald's pregame show. 3 Redhawks averaging in double figures. Marlon Pratt Jr., Kevin Constant, Malik Brooks. Of those 3, only one of them is shooting above 27% from downtown. So the big outside threats on this Redhawks team, not their leading scorers. So we will see how that plays out here tonight, and they will need some of those secondary scorers to step up here this evening. So with about 30 seconds to go until the start of tonight's introductions, Nick and I will step off headset and take a break. Once again, this has been the McDonald's pregame show. Coming up next here on CSI Sportsnet, CSI takes on Roberts Wesleyan.
I was the kid who would do surgery on my teddy bear and have my sister be my patient, and I would wear the stethoscope and the lab coat. I was that kid. Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Dr. News, who is the head of the biology department, definitely has had a huge impact over the past 2 years I've been in the lab. He took a chance on me and actually gives me the power to actually do things. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. I've had so many experiences with underprivileged people, and just seeing that they want the basic things that people get out of life. And if I can help in any way, that just kind of warms my heart. That's why I want to be a doctor, to serve those who have been dealt a bad hand. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. It was just because I bought into myself, because someone bought into me. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
And we are back from the tank where starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor ahead of this East Coast Conference matchup between the College of Staten Island and Roberts Wesleyan University. That means it is time for the Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center starting lineups. Nick, you have those starters.
First for the visiting Roberts Wesleyan University, number 0, Malik Brooks. Number 1, Ben Leekanu. Number 3, Ryan Garwood. Number 4, Marlon Pratt Jr. And number 12, Isaiah Elmore. Their head coach is Mark Salzius. And now for your CSI Dolphins, number 1, Jordan McAllister. Number 3, J.J. Chestnut. Number 21, Aaron Goldstein. Number 22, Bryce Waterman. And number 23, Messiah Mallory. The head coach is Coach T.J. Tibbs.
Messiah Mallory, as always, will jump for the Dolphins. So we are just moments away from tip-off. My view of center court was obstructed. He will jump against Isaiah Elmore. Redhawks win the tip. And we are underway from the tank. Second of 2 games here tonight from the College of Staten Island. Handoff goes to Pratt Jr. He fakes the pass and can't connect on the jumper. Goldstein will bring it up for the Dolphins. This is Chestnut to the basket. He lays it up and in.
First basket of the game, J.J. Chestnut lays it up and in, going into traffic.
Strong move by J.J. Chestnut to get the Dolphins on the board. And Mallory has his first block early as he rejected that shot by Elmore. Foul was called on the second attempt. First team foul against CSI will go against Jordan McAllister.
Early foul here. Just 51 seconds in.
Free throw no good by Elmore.
Elmore, last time they played, 30 points in the game. Kevin Constant, the second leading scorer in that game, 20 points, not in the starting lineup for the Red Hawks.
Dolphins lead it 2-1. Chestnut goes right at the basket. Mallory lost his balance on the putback. He's able to regain his footing. That was almost scary as he stumbled outside the quarter play. That shot way off from beyond the arc by Ryan Garwood. And here comes Jordan McAllister. Dolphins work it into the left corner. Now Mallory in the post. Saya goes to work and banks it in. Count the basket and one.
Mallory taking the contact, draws the foul, still lays it in, and he goes to the free throw line for 1-1.
Mallory's free throw is good. Dolphins lead it by 4. And something we've seen from the Dolphins very often this season, they have come out and thrown a haymaker. Really strong early in games for much of the season. As Brooks had 2 shots at it, could not convert on either one, and then was unable to save it. Good effort.
McAllister ended up throwing that off of him. And thus the Dolphins' ball. See if they clip the replay. I don't know. The officials are not sure what's going on because now they're going to say it's Red Hawks' ball, but the Red Hawks are going after the ball. We all thought it went off of them.
It's going to be Dolphins' ball. They are going to put 29 on the shot clock. So the Dolphins possessed it and threw it off Roberts Wesleyan.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
CSI by 4. As we approach 2 minutes gone by in the first half. Nice spin move by Goldstein, who finds a cutting McAllister for the floater.
Beautiful spin move, quick pass to the cutting McAllister, who lays it in.
Dolphins coming out strong once again. They lead by 6. Kanu thought about the 3. Instead feeds it inside. And the Dolphins steal it. Waterman thought about it. Goldstein fakes. He finds an open Mallory. Too strong off back iron. Kick out by Garwood. Brooks for 3. That's good.
First made basket of the game for Roberts Wesleyan. Malik Brooks knocks down the open 3.
Much needed basket there for the Red Hawks. Waterman. Way off. Elmore with another rebound. He already has 3. Here comes Brooks. He finds an open Garwood for 3.
2 unanswered baskets now, and the game's tied.
Back-to-back 3s by the Red Hawks. McAllister can't answer. And now Roberts Wesleyan with a chance to take the lead. Brooks uses the Elmore screen, sends it into the corner. That three-pointer too strong. Patinu from the corner couldn't connect. Here comes Goldstein. McAllister back to the basket, works his way inside. Gets tied up and finds Mallory. Now Mallory will go to work, and he's forced to kick out. 10 to shoot now. Goldstein. For McAllister. McAllister is stripped, and Chestnut throws it off the bottom of the rim. Redhawks will slow it down.
Seemed like nobody really wanted to shoot there for the Dolphins. Nobody really got a clear look.
Credit to the Redhawks defense as well. They're creating some problems for CSI these last couple of minutes after the Dolphins jumped out to a 7-1 lead. Elmore, cross-court pass. Garwood, pull-up jumper. No good. And Garwood stripped it away from McAllister, who could not save it. It will stay Redhawks basketball on the other side of this media timeout. 15:37 on the clock in the first half. CSI and Roberts Wesleyan tied at 7. Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center. Our approach to beauty and wellness begins with a holistic plan tailored to the unique needs of our patients. When we consult with patients, we let them tell us what their problem is. We don't tell them what the issue is. We find out what they're looking for, and we discuss, and then we give them options. If you're looking to achieve radiant skin, you've come to the right place. We offer hydrofacials, microneedling, Opus Plasma, peels, facial and laser treatments, laser hair removal, body sculpting, fat freezing, hormone replacement therapy, Botox, IV drip therapy, and more. We are open Monday through Saturday and are located at 720 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, 10310. We hope to see you soon. Visit our website at www.chiaesthetics.com for more information. And we're back from the tank, where it's been a low-scoring start to this game, and I said it during the pregame, Nick. Statistically, we were looking at a high-scoring game. I engaged the commentators' jinx.
Yeah, offense at a premium so far. You also said the Dolphins have been doing a good job of coming out and laying a haymaker early on, but kudos to the Redhawks. Tie game right now, 7-7, 15:37 left in the first. Chris Clancy checking into the game with Michael Oyekanme and Shamar Laddie, Bryce Waterman, and Messiah Mallory stay on.
I think that's Adelaide Oyekanme who checked in.
Yep, you're correct. Didn't get a good look at the number.
Oyekanme, Laddie, Clancy, Waterman, Mallory, the 5 on the floor for the Dolphins. As that bank shot is good by Elmore. And Roberts Wesleyan has their first lead. Ryan Hudson into the game for the first time.
Elmore, much like you when you play, Joe, with the arm sleeve.
The arm sleeve is more of a stylistic choice for me. As Waterman's three is no good.
Isn't it for everybody?
Probably. I'll be sporting it tomorrow when we play here, along with my wristbands.
Yeah.
For our wrestling fans watching, I own a pair of LA Knight sweatbands. Long story how I came across those, but I own those and play basketball in. Dolphins get it right back, still trailing by 2. Laddie inside for Waterman. Bryce backs down and can't get the bank shot to go. An orthodox attempt there. Ball's tipped to Oyekanme, and he banks it in.
Well, we've been talking about it a little bit recently, but Oyekanme does such great things defensively on the glass, but you can't sleep on his offense. He sneakily tends to knock in 10 points a game.
He's had a bunch of games where he's had double-digit points and close to 10 rebounds as Brooks knocks down the 3.
A big 3 from Brooks with a defender right in his face.
Clancy up top for Laddie. Laddie drives the baseline, finds a cutting Mallory, and he throws it down with 2 hands.
Mallory with the slam with the defenders all over him. Nice pass, nice slam home.
Dolphins back to within 1. Brooks crosses over, spins, and can't finish the layup. He thought he was fouled. I'm inclined to agree. It looked like he got hit in the face. Laddie almost lost it. Threw up a wild shot. Oyekanmi has another offensive board. Now Clancy out to Mallory. Laddie left open. No good from 3. And Elmore has the rebound.
Excellent defense on Laddie on his initial attack.
And barely able to pass out of that shot was Hudson, but layup won't go by Elmore. I don't know how he got a pass off there. Oyekanmi wanted the ball. He tries to post up Garwood, and a blocking foul was called. And with that brief stoppage, we'll get another look at that Messiah Mallory dunk. Set up on the feed from Shamar Laddie.
Nice job by our engineer Tyler Clark showing you that in real time. No sped up replays anymore. But nice job by Tyler to clip that replay.
So we didn't tell Tyler how he fixed it. I'll explain it again after this shot, as Waterman is too strong on the 3. And a foul was called against Hudson, or I should say against Oyekanmi, as he pushed off of Hudson in pursuit of the rebound. So Tyler, what happened is at some point, one of our engineers, or perhaps myself, we turned the frame rate to 30 seconds rather than turning the replay timer to 30 seconds. So we had the frame rate at 30 times speed, and because of that, it maxed out at double speed, and our replays were all double speed. That was the reason. Redhawks turned it over. The Dolphins have it right back, and the Dolphins do not have the lead, as Laddie's floater was short. Jermaine Taggart II put up that last shot, couldn't get it to go, but he draws a foul. He will head to the line for 2 shots.
3 fouls for the Dolphins so far. Robert Wesleyan 2 fouls.
It's only fitting that on a night where we had our games scheduled 2.5 hours apart, that our first game would be one of our quickest of the season.
Yeah, that was pretty much written in the stars that was going to happen. That's for sure.
Point being, there were hardly any whistles in that game.
Yeah, not many fouls until the end of the game.
5 fouls called early in this game, and it's an early 2-point lead for Roberts Wesleyan. Laddie over to Clancy. He gets it right back and looks inside for Oyekanmi. Oyekanmi working against Brooks. Picks up his dribble and kicks out. 6 to shoot. Laddie draws the blocking foul.
Certainly was pushed there.
Well, he had Oyekanmi underneath as well. That's where the pass was going. Looked like it was a bit off the mark. Laddie, bounce pass inside, finds Clancy, who banks it in.
Nice job by Clancy to get Garwood off his feet, and he's able to bank it in.
I thought for sure a whistle was incoming. I think Clancy thought so too. This is Hudson on the pull-up. No good. Waterman with the rebound. Laddie, cross court to Clancy. He steps back and buries the mid-range jumper.
Clancy getting hot now. He's warming up. 2 baskets in a row.
We haven't seen Clancy shoot much off the dribble from inside of the three-point line. He likes to catch and then take that one dribble and shoot, as Oyekanmi has the steal, and he thought about the dunk.
I think he was blocked on the dunk, but nice job by his brother to clean it up and lay it in.
Well, I think Gene Aristill made sure that Adelaide wasn't going to dunk it, and I'm not sure Adelaide knew he had a defender in pursuit because he was slowing down, getting ready to dunk it.
I was waiting for the dunk.
He was getting ready to dunk it, but a good defensive play by Aristill hustling back and making sure that didn't happen. 11-11 on the clock in the first half as we head to immediate timeout. CSI leads by 4. Our score, Staten Island 17, Roberts Wesleyan 13.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
11-11 remaining on the clock here at the Tank. Dolphins fell behind momentarily and have jumped out to a 4-point lead now as we approach the midway point in half number 1. But Nick, you speculated during the pregame that we might see Luis Armas get some more minutes tonight after his performance last time these two teams met. And Luis will indeed check into the game here early in this first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see if Luis could duplicate that performance. We know he's one of the best three-point shooters on this team, so he was able to find his way open in that last game against the Red Hawks.
Red Hawks basketball, inside of 20 on the shot clock. And Hudson can't connect. Dolphins have it, and they will send it back to Chestnut to bring it up. Chestnut crosses over, gets inside, and banks it in.
Now, JJ, he's so good at creating his own shot, going towards the basket.
Has great body control as well in that area of the floor. Never gets moving too quickly downhill. Clancy got around Hudson, who recovered. Now Oyekanmi. Adelaide kicks out. Clancy. No good from 3. Oyekanmi, offensive rebound, and he draws a foul.
Nice job on the glass there, and he went to the free throw line.
Already 3 rebounds for Adelaide Oyekanmi, and a chance to increase his scoring total at the line. It just seems like with each passing game, he becomes more and more important to this Dolphins team.
Yeah, he's been great, and he'll be honored next Wednesday for senior night. Graduate student, a great pickup in the transfer portal for the Dolphins this season.
Well, I know the women have 5 seniors, have not gotten final confirmation on which players won't be back for the men. Obviously, we know Bryce Waterman is in his final season.
Yeah, I believe Jordan McAllister is maxed out in eligibility as well. And I'm assuming as a graduate student, Adelaide would be graduating also. Wow, I didn't realize 5 women. Going to be a whole totally new team next season.
Hudson defended by Clancy. Dolphins have extended their lead to 8. Hudson kicks into the corner. That shot won't go. Trey Kleitz into the game. He attempted that last shot. Cross-court pass to a wide-open Armas for 3.
The crowd is loving that. Armas, a Sportsnet and fan favorite, knocks down the 3.
Nick, the end of that play, Messiah Mallory ended up in the Roberts bench.
Uh-oh, he's hurt.
He's calling for a substitution, I believe, and he rolled his ankle.
That is not good.
Oyekanmi to the rim, draws the blocking foul, and will head right back to the line. As Messiah Mallory will limp over toward the bench.
Coach Tibbs is telling him, just go down next time. But we saw Messiah earlier in the season roll that ankle too. So I don't know if it's the same ankle.
Free throw by Oyakami rattles in. And Michael Oyakami will check in here. The good news is Mallory is able to put weight on it. I don't know if we're going to see him again in this game, just out of caution.
Well, he'll head to the trainer's table and look to stretch it out.
Dolphins extend their lead to double digits. They're now in front by 11. Just over 9 minutes to go in this first half. These next several minutes going to be important for the Red Hawks not to fall too far behind. They responded to the early Dolphins run. Do they have another answer here? CSI commits a foul. Chris Clancy picks up his first. 15th foul for the Dolphins.
Free throws probably going to come into play here later on in this half.
Harris still to the left wing. Kleitz right back outside for Hudson. Hudson, deep three. That's good.
Way downtown on that shot. And nails it.
That was a long three-pointer by Hudson. Chestnut has a mismatch here. Finds Oyakami underneath, and he lays it in.
Nice pass, nice finish.
Redhawks nearly turned it over as Hudson goes to work and knocks down another.
Hudson heating up now. Need to find an answer for that if you're the Dolphins.
He missed his first two. He's made his last two. CSI lead now 8. With just over 8 minutes to play in the half. Clancy inside to a cutting Oyakami who can't finish. And a foul is called following the miss. With that, we head to another media timeout. Inside of 8 minutes to play in the first half, CSI leads 28-20.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island with the Dolphins lead by 8 points. As once again the officials over at the scores table, I'm not sure if they're consulting the book or the clock operators, but either way, we're set to resume in just a few moments. Looks like they're working on the clock right now.
Consistent clock issues here the last 3 games.
Well, it's definitely a technical issue and not a personnel issue. The panel is brand new, and I think the issue was the team foul total for the Dolphins. So they consulted the book, got the correct tally for team fouls, and then updated it on the clock. So they had 1 extra team foul against the Dolphins on the clock.
Brendan all over with the book. Jeremy and Stephanie make the correction on the clock. Shot clock. Scoreboard.
So the next foul will put Roberts Wesleyan in the bonus. Dolphins 2 fouls away from the bonus. It's Red Hawks basketball, 20 on the shot clock. CSI lead 8 points. Hudson beginning to heat up these last couple of minutes, gives it up here. Feed goes inside and straight through the hands of Elmore. Goldstein for Chestnut. JJ with a big crossover. Floater off the window is good.
Chestnut. All of his points in this game, that same type of move to the basket.
And that is a tough shot over a taller defender. Elmore looking to post up against Oyekanmi. He has a size advantage here and draws a foul. Elmore 6'9", Oyekanmi 6'4". Free throw no good. 10-point game as I had to attend to some messaging regarding our halftime programming. Originally, as Goldstein is too strong on the three, but our original plan was for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report to take place later in the half when the teams return to the court, as that three-pointer is off.
It's news to me.
Rebounded by Pratt Jr. Your interview with TJ Tibbs was going to take place later in the half. We had a special halftime program scheduled for today's game. However, that has been pushed back. So,
to what, post game or just a
immediate
different day?
timeout? Immediate timeout.
Interesting.
Condensed and pushed back. Your interview with TJ Tibbs will now take place as normal, immediately following the conclusion of this
Followed
first
by
half.
the CSI dance team.
Correct.
All right, business as usual for me.
So Messiah Mallory back in. That's good to see. And he is immediately greeted with a traveling violation, though I'm not sure he moved his pivot foot or left his feet there.
Well, obviously he wasn't happy with the call.
No, and I think with good reason.
Well, Joe, for as fast as the women's game went, this game, not quite as fast.
It's moved pretty well. Keep in mind, we started at 7:30.
13 fouls, though.
Pull up by Brooks, way off. Rebounded by Mallory. Watch out. Well, that noise you heard was a player crashing into the commentary desk.
Boy, oh boy, Joe. I don't know what the heck happened. I missed the end of the play. All I know is
Waterman stepped out of bounds.
I braced myself and
the table.
And the table and forced it with my legs. Tyler got a laugh out of it, though. Luckily, your laptop is intact.
Elmore came crashing into the table as Mallory's blocked by Elmore. And how about that play to throw it off of Mallory, who was down on the floor. And we'll see if they give Roberts Wesleyan the basketball. We'll get another look at that one.
Well, that was one of the most heads-up plays I've ever seen by Elmore.
I don't think they're getting the ball, but still a clever play nonetheless. We'll get one more look at it quickly in a minute. Or perhaps right now. I think they're saying Elmore's foot was on the baseline. This is Goldstein for McAllister. And McAllister finishes in traffic.
That high arcing finish from McAllister. Very tough to defend.
With the left hand. Spin move by Brooks. And he finds a cutting Elmore, who couldn't convert the layup. And now the Dolphins are out to run. And Chestnut is emphatically rejected by Elmore, who got back nicely. Hudson lost it. And Chestnut stole it, but threw it away off the fingertips of Elijah Edwards. It will be Dolphins basketball.
Elmore racking up the blocks right now, and then a crazy sequence on the other end. Dolphins ball.
A lot happened right there. And it ends up with a CSI possession. Goldstein brings it up inside of 5 minutes to play in the half and hands off to Chestnut. CSI lead is 12 points. This is Mallory inside. Chestnut now. Finds a cutting Goldstein for an easy layup.
Chestnut back down the defender, finds the cutting Goldstein. Easy 2.
Goldstein almost stole that nonchalant pass there. This is Brooks. Now Edwards swings it to Elmore, and Lakinu left open for 3 is able to knock it down.
Wide open there, so he's able to make it count.
This is Goldstein for Waterman for 3. Short. Elmore has the rebound. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Nice job by Messiah to draw the block. And looks like his ankle's doing okay, Joe.
He looks good out there. It did not look promising when he left the floor. But Messiah has bounced back and remains in the game. We'll be right back. Dolphins lead 34-23.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half from the tank. Dolphins lead it by 11 points. Our score, Staten Island 34, Roberts Wesleyan 23. Defensively, it's been a really strong half for the Dolphins. They haven't shot it as well from the outside as they're used to, but have done more than enough at the offensive end to build a lead, and their defense has been really strong. They've also kept the turnovers down, just 2 in this first half.
Good job.
There's another block by Elmore.
Elmore is just blocking everybody coming in his path from lane right now.
That's 3 for him. As Pratt Jr. knocks down the pull-up along the baseline, and it's back to a single-digit lead.
Elmore, tallest guy on the court, 6'9", and his good defense led to a easy basket there.
He looks very quick out there at 6'9".
He's lean. And they're going to call Waterman for retouching the ball.
Well, that was a heads-up play by Bryce to let that ball bounce, and he was asking one of his teammates to help him out there and grab it.
Yeah, but ultimately he just picks it up because it was going to lead to a fast break.
Heads-up play by Bryce, but to no avail as the Dolphins turn it over. Goldstein nearly tipped the entry pass as Pratt Jr. kicks out. He finds a wide-open Edwards. His three-pointer rattles out, rebounded by Mallory.
Two and a half minutes left in the first half. Dolphins ahead by 9.
Mallory finds Waterman. Waterman looks to post up again, had it poked away. Elmore got there, but Goldstein pulls it in. 6 to shoot. Big crossover by Goldstein. He kicks out. Wide open corner 3 for McAllister is off. Rebound tipped and pulled in by Goldstein.
Rare three-point attempt on McAllister, but he had to put it up.
That one perhaps more out of necessity, but it was as good a look as you can ask for from the corner. 8 to shoot. McAllister, entry pass stolen. Elmore for Pratt Jr. He fakes the 3. Finds a wide open Brooks. No good. Rebound McAllister. Under 2 minutes to go in the half now. McAllister looks to attack. And he banks it in.
Nice job there by him. And he makes the basket.
Good-looking floater by McAllister. Good-looking defense from the Dolphins. McAllister draws the foul.
Dolphins, good job with transition there. And McAllister will head to the free throw line.
2 shots coming up for Jordan McAllister. CSI leading by 11. Largest lead for the Dolphins in this game, 14 points. McAllister's free throw is good.
Blake Wilson going to come in here. First time tonight. Aaron Goldstein to the bench. This is, I'm guessing, more so to get some height on the court here defensively.
Dolphin lead is 12. In the corner, Garwood jab steps, gives it up. Elmore back to the basket near the top of the arc, hands off to Brooks. Hop step by Brooks, can't finish.
I think he was blocked there by Chestnut.
If not blocked, the shot was certainly affected by JJ's presence. Point went up late following the second McAllister free throw. The CSI lead is 13. Jordan went 2 of 2 from the line. Dolphins can go 2 for 1 here if they choose. Chestnut racing up the floor. Bounce pass inside. And an offensive foul was called against Chestnut.
I guess Elmore got his feet set.
My eyes had already moved with the ball over to a wide open Mallory under the basket when the whistle came, so I don't have an opinion either way. But I thought the Dolphins were poised for an easy 2 there. Instead, a big defensive play by the Redhawks gives them a chance for a 2 for 1. They'd have to move really quickly. But there's a big difference between potentially a 10-point game and an 18-point game, and there it is, Nick, a quick 3-pointer.
Well, right there, Garwood knocks down the big 3. And Coach Tibbs not going to be happy about that.
That's a big shot by Garwood, and I like that timeout by TJ Tibbs in that spot.
And if you don't use him, you lose him.
He knows that there's a big difference between potentially a single-digit lead. If the Dolphins manage this possession right, hold for the last shot, and perhaps get a basket, they could lead by as many as 13 points. So we'll take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, CSI ball, 30.4 on the clock in the first half.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
30 seconds to go, first half, CSI ball. See what TJ Tibbs diagrammed during that last timeout. You have to think the Dolphins will hold for the last shot. About a 2 or 3 second differential here between shot and game clock. Feed goes to Mallory on the inside. Great job to keep his balance, but he can't finish. Saya grimacing after that last attempt, it appeared. 4 seconds to go. Brooks kicks to the corner. And Lakinu can't connect from 3. Big opportunity there to make it a 7-point game, but Redhawks will have to settle for a 10-point deficit at the half. Our score through 20 minutes, Staten Island 38, Roberts Wesleyan 28. Nick is joined on the court for our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report by men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs after a quick 30-second break.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we're back for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report. Nick is joined on the floor now by men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs.
Thanks, Joe, here at Coach Tibbs. Coach, I want to talk a little bit about J.J. Chestnut. 2 years ago, he's a guy who's at a different college. He's not even playing. He's come here. He's made a major impact. He does all the little things. May not necessarily stuff the scoring numbers like what he is tonight, but he just does everything so well. What do you like about his game so far this year?
Great all-around player, man. He's taken a step back statistically like a bunch of other people have for winning. And, you know, he's capable. He's one of the guys that has had 18 or more in a game. He can get 20 on any night. He's great on the glass. He's a great defensive player. He's a great leader. He's improving his leadership skills. And, you know, I always want more from him. So he's having a good first half. By the way, his rap name is JTO. He's got an EP out on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. So make sure you go download that, so stream it, all that stuff. So he's an incredible young man, very smart student.
Absolutely. And, Coach, there's a special reason why you're wearing this Dolphins baseball jersey tonight. So why don't you speak to that?
Yeah, Angelo DeFilippis and his mom, Angelo DeFilippis, is a young man who's on our baseball team. And him and his mom, unfortunately, had a house fire, burned their house down last week. And they were able to get out. It's ironic or funny, whatever you want to say. He grabbed his phone and his baseball jacket. Coach Morrow talks about that all the time because he knew Coach Morrow would kill him. But not only did the young man get out in a situation where he was sleeping, but he went downstairs, so where a tenant was living, an older gentleman, and got them out the house as well. He had no clothes on. And, you know, fire has hit Staten Island recently very hard in the sports community. And when you think about that, we're so grateful to have him. We're grateful to have all our kids. This is a family here. So as soon as we heard that, my heart went immediately to him, to his family. He's an incredible young man and an incredible kid. He texted me before the game. I know he's here in the stands, and I'm just letting Staten Island know and anybody watching that at some point we're going to do something for this kid and his family to help them get back on their feet. So I'm glad that you asked me, but the DeFilippis family is going to need your help. So at some point when we get it together, please help this young man and his family, whether it's clothes, whether it's money, whether it's your time, because he's an incredible young man, and I love him, and I'm glad that he's here with us.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in the second half. Joe, back to you over at the commentary desk.
Great way to wrap up our conversation with men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs. So much more going on around the College of Staten Island athletics program beyond what we've seen on the court. But as for the game tonight, CSI leads by 10 points at halftime. Our score at the break, Staten Island 38, Roberts Wesleyan 28. When we come back, second half from the College of Staten Island.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball in my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Gueston Course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. It's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. Just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to seeing you where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build relationship with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would be I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. I mean, just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate their talent on the basketball court and other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that, I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I mean, I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year, and then, as you probably know the story, last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could, and that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up. So, I mean, I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, I mean, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. Gives my families to take trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. It's provided me with great relationships with teammates and guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, athletics, and I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
And we are back from the tank where the CSI lead is 10 points to start the second half. Looking at the numbers, Nick, during the pregame, I said we might be in store for, or have a high-scoring game in store for us. Of course, I engaged the commentator's jinx, relatively low-scoring first half.
Well, Joe, the big surprise is the Dolphins, only 1 of 9 from three-point range.
That will certainly keep their point total down, but despite not shooting it well from beyond the arc, they managed to shoot over 40% from the field in that first half as CSI quickly turns it over to start the second half. Redhawks made a small push late in that first half. The Dolphins able to fend them off as Garwood is off the mark from 3. Goldstein has the rebound. Roberts shot about 32% in the first half. The difference is that they hit 6 3-pointers, 6 of 15 from downtown, 40%. And that kept them in the game as Waterman scores his first 2 points.
Dolphins ahead, Joe, I think, because they scored 12 points off turnovers.
That 3 is rattled in by Marlon Pratt Jr.
Dolphins dominating in the paint in this game. 28 points.
Deep 3 by Goldstein is good.
Second 3 of the game. Goldstein knocks it down.
Well, you mentioned it during the pregame, Nick. The Redhawks were able to contain Bryce Waterman last time these two teams met. That helped them pick up the win last time. Has not been enough today. And be careful if Bryce gets going, as that shot is no good. Here come the Dolphins. McAllister throws up an air ball, though that may have been a pass intended for Mallory. Tough to tell, as jump ball is called, and it will be Redhawks basketball.
Good crowd here tonight behind us, which you cannot say, but it's packed behind us.
Really good turnout.
I'm expecting a huge turnout next Wednesday night.
No question. Though Wednesdays typically draw pretty well because we have classes on Wednesday.
Right.
And when you get out of that 4 p.m. class, you come right over to the tank, catch a doubleheader. Blocking foul called underneath. Malik Brooks will head to the line. For women's basketball, just one more home game on the schedule. That's a week from tonight, senior night. For the men, 2 more home games after tonight, one on Saturday, one next Wednesday. As we mentioned during the women's game, we have softball opening their season at home anyway, home opener on Monday. Originally, that game was scheduled for Friday. It would have been the season opener if played on Friday.
Yeah, well, bundle up for that one, but it won't be as cold as it was this past Sunday when you were at MetLife Stadium.
Surprisingly, it was not that bad. As the free throw by
How
Brooks
many
is
layers
good.
did you have on?
Quite a few. I had undershirt, long sleeve undershirt, hoodie, jacket, button-up jacket, jersey. So quite a few.
That's the way to do it.
We were lucky. Our seats were in the sun. The sun beating directly on us.
That's key.
I would never sit elsewhere at
I'm
MetLife
sure
Stadium again.
the parking lot was pretty brutal with
Yes,
the wind.
very. Goldstein, no good from 3. That was halfway down. And here come the Redhawks pushing it up the floor. That was an all-time classic game, so the weather that we had to endure was well worth it. Goldstein in the corner, drives baseline, and draws a foul.
First foul, Robert Wesleyan. Dolphins 2 fouls already.
Did either team get in the double bonus in the first half? No. Right? Foul called underneath. A lot of whistles early in the second half, already 4 fouls.
2 fouls in 10 seconds. The last right there. Do we have blood? Looks like there's some blood on Bryce Waterman's jersey. Not Bryce, Messiah Mallory's jersey. So he'll have to change his jersey. We'll see what his new number is going to be.
34.
Looks a little tight on him, that jersey, but there we go, 34. So hopefully Lewis is able to handle that on the stats.
Well, that's definitely no fun for the stat caller. Though, if they wanted to, which I think is what they're doing, they could change Messiah's number to 34. I hope they do not do that because it would then alter our final
make
stats
a new person.
file. Yeah, we don't want that.
We don't want that, no.
I'm going to let them know not to change his number.
So I really hope Marquise gets some good shots of Messiah in the 34 jersey. Be like the Michael Jordan jersey game when he wore number 9. Essentially, if they put 34, they're creating a new player on the roster.
No, but I do not trust the XML file to generate properly.
Gotcha.
The stats to the NCAA will be no problem because we use their live stats platform. We'll be fine there. Steal by the Redhawks. Fast break 3, no good by Pratt Jr. Offensive board goes to Elmore, and he scores. Eight-point game. Lead back to single digits again. Mallory posts up. Works through a double team and scores.
Number 34 there, taking it to the rim and dropping it in.
Technically correct. We'll see if he keeps that jersey the rest of the game. I would assume so. And that's the right call. Elmore traveled. Certainly traveled. Dolphins moving up the floor quickly. That was Goldstein. He hands off to Waterman. Now Chestnut and Goldstein again.
That was like a triple lateral like we used to run in two-hand touch football.
That's right. Entry pass intended for Mallory. Out of his reach.
All those laterals ended up with the same result. Touchdown pass.
As we draw closer, we'll talk a bit more about some of our spring intramural events here on Sportsnet. Of course, student athletes, faculty, staff. Well, not student athletes in particular, but students. Some may be athletes out of season. Some of them did play against us in the football game last year, but all of them are invited as we defend our crown.
Well, the question is going to be, what team does Tyler play on? Because he can play on either one.
You posed this question earlier in the year. He played on team staff. He will be playing on team staff again. Though, after that basketball game, he might jump ship. You never know.
Tyler played on the staff basketball team.
He did.
Yeah, poor decision.
That was a brutal loss. Every other year, that would have been a good decision. First loss since I've been here. Mallory scores 2 more on that last trip down the floor. Dolphins back in front by 10, and Goldstein draws the charge. And that will send us to a media timeout. 15:24 remaining in the second half. CSI leads 47-37.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You can vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
And And we're back from the tank. Just shy of 15 and a half minutes to go in this game. The Dolphins' lead remains 10 points. They've kept Roberts Wesleyan at arm's length for much of this game. As CSI will look to avenge a loss from earlier this season. Red Hawks, one of just 2 teams in the ECC to beat the Dolphins this year. Red Hawks, as we mentioned during the pregame, hoping to find themselves in position to host a first-round playoff game. A win tonight would go a long way towards securing that and would certainly hurt the Dolphins' chances of a first-round bye, as Mallory's pass is stolen. Roberts up the floor quickly. Hudson almost tripped over his own feet there, and Garwood traveled.
"15 minutes left in this one." CSI 47, Roberts Wesleyan University 37.
The travel was called on Garwood. There was a whistle after the play ended because to brace his fall, he put a forearm on Messiah Mallory's chest. I don't think there was any malice intended there. Just trying to break his own fall. Mallory out to Waterman. Now 15 to shoot. McAllister. Over to Chestnut. Entry pass goes to Mallory. He faces up on Elmore. Lost the ball. And possession belongs to the Red Hawks. Hudson. Had it poked away along the baseline, and we'll stay right here. .22 on the shot clock following this inbound. Hudson barely got it into Elmore. He drives the baseline and draws a foul.
A lot of whistles here the last minute of gameplay.
Just a couple, just a couple. It's been a slow-moving second half. And we have dinner waiting after this game.
Oh, the food's ready for you guys, or
no?
You guys reservations?
They know we're coming.
Now,
no free advertising.
From what I heard over the weekend, Joe, when you and I worked a different event, I thought you were cutting out this type of food.
I can have. I don't want to give away what I'm eating.
Well, I mean, we could say you're eating without saying the place. We could assume you're going to be having chicken wings from somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
That would be my guess.
I can have the wings. I can't have the sauce.
Is Tyler going to be coming with you guys?
That's up to him. Second free throw, no good. It's a 9-point game. Oyekanmi tripped up just beyond center court. Laddie finds him along the baseline, and he lays it in.
From the floor to the glass, lays it in, but called for a foul. I don't know what just happened, Joe.
Well, it looked like they called an infraction of some kind. They didn't take away the basket.
All right.
But the official signaled 0 to the scorer's table, so we'll go to the play-by-play. I don't see anything. Thought maybe they called a technical foul, but then there would be free throws. So
something must have happened. They had their whistles and they went to the table. I don't know.
Delay of game, maybe.
So what's the foul there then? Like, I don't know.
So we just looked at the replay on the monitor outside of the live feed. Tyler thinks there may have been a delay of game infraction. I'm not sure if they have that in college. Free throw short by Brooks. The Red Hawks now 5 of 10 from the line. Dolphins a perfect 7 of 7. Now 5 of 11. Those are 6 big points Roberts has left at the line. Waterman thought about a 3. Now Laddie over to Mallory. Feed inside. Oyekanmi. Count it! And 1.
muscling up there, and he will head to the free throw line for one more.
Oh, yeah, Conley continuing to have a major impact game after game. He's now in double figures again. 10 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, 4 rebounds.
Big game for him. Making a play for the TLC player of the game, perhaps.
If the game ended right here, he certainly would be in contention. Mallory also has 9 points and 9 rebounds. Under 13 and a half to go now. Hudson stops the three-point line, can't hit from 3. Rebound goes to Garwood in the corner. Hudson lost the handle and turns it over. Inbound goes to Clancy. He sends it up to Laddie. Laddie doubled. Waterman looks to drive. His runner is good.
Off the glass. Nice job by Bryce.
Bryce likes that shot. That runner from the 10 to 12 foot range. Hudson, pull up. And that rattles in.
Well, it was a nice run in the first half for Hudson. Just took over the game, and now he's looking to try to do the same here with that steal.
Quick turnover by the Dolphins. And Laddie knocks that ball down out of bounds. We're going to stay here through our next media timeout. As we mentioned, special announcement. St. Joseph by the Sea, winners of the Borough Cup.
Championship game was played here, I believe.
Garwood, no good from 3. Laddie has the rebound. Dolphins looking to run. Laddie into the corner. Clancy for 3. Splash. And the CSI lead has ballooned to 17 points.
A big CC3 there from the corner by Chris Clancy.
A CCC3 perhaps. Chris Clancy from the corner, 4-3, CSI by 17. Hudson, nowhere to go, 7 to shoot. He looks up at the shot clock. Garwood into the corner. Elmore, in and out.
Got a good look there, just didn't fall.
The Redhawks needed that shot to go. They're in a massive shooting slump right now. Waterman, short. Stevens got to fix the net.
Well, the thing is, earlier in the game, Steve went to fix the net, and the coaching staff of the Dolphins told him to get back and not to do it.
Okay. Well, Luis Armas then did it right
after. Armas
after.
did it, so I think that's why Steve didn't jump up to do it there.
A lot of the time that gets taken care of.
Coach O took care of it then.
Media timeout. And they will welcome St. Joseph by the Sea. Girls basketball to the court.
That's a nice trophy.
For the first time in history, the girls basketball players on Staten Island had a tournament to look forward to that accumulated in one school being crowned the champion.
If I'm not mistaken, I think somebody on this team was a 2,000 career point scorer.
I wish I was more familiar with the high school basketball scene on Staten Island.
Well, I know all about C, having gone there, but that's the extent of me knowing anything about high school sports at this point.
Now, originally, this was scheduled for halftime, and the entire team was going to be introduced one by one.
Please give this team a final round of applause for making their mark in the history of Staten Island high school sports as the inaugural Borough President's Cup champions.
They squeezed it in during a media timeout.
Well, you had to drop the play introductions.
That would have been a nice moment, but the
I
team
want
wasn't here.
to see the introductions. Andrew could have been like the 5'5" guard from Staten Island.
Certainly couldn't do that.
Everybody would have been from Staten Island, New York. Or could have been from Huguenot, from from Tottenville.
I hail from Westerly, I think, is the area we're in right now.
Tyler's a New Dorp guy, or near it, South Beach. He works over there, so that's what my guess was. Tyler works McDonald's in Midland Avenue. If you want to see what Tyler looks like, he'll be there Sunday morning at the drive-thru.
Now, the big question is, McDonald's, of course, a sponsor, so this is fair game on the broadcast, as Hudson's free throw is good. The lead's 14 points. So, Tyler, I'm at the drive-thru. I wanted to add a frozen Coke to my app order. I got to the window and asked them, when I was getting my food, whether or not they could add my frozen Coke. They told me I had to go back around. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Is that normal, yes or no? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Got to go back around.
I gotta go back
enter
around.
In the system. You're a stats guy. You know everything's got to be entered properly.
They can't do that at the final window? That's crazy.
That's why I don't use the drive-thrus. I always go inside.
Yeah, I'm not getting out of my car as Hudson's shot is no good. We're inside of 11 minutes to go.
You get the food faster if you go inside. Right, Tyler? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Well, I always order on the app.
Thumbs up.
I always order on the app, so my food is always waiting for me. That
Okay.
being said, McDonald's, ultra popular here on Staten Island. The drive-through line on Richmond Avenue for the nearest McDonald's is around the restaurant and onto Richmond Avenue often.
Brutal. Might as well go inside.
At McDonald's here, you might as well go inside. I have not had that issue at some of their competitors. On the rare occasions when I've chosen to change it up. As Oyekanmi banks in that shot, CSI in front by 18.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had fast food.
Smart man.
It's been a long time.
Smart man.
Now, Tyler, are you eating like McRiddles every Sunday morning for breakfast? He eats his own food.
It'd be so tough for me working around all that food not to eat it. Here comes Clancy off the steal. Oyekanmi throws it down with one hand.
Let's get the replay of that. That was crazy. The bench is going wild. Everyone is going nuts.
That is as emphatic a dunk as we have seen here at the Tank in a long, long time. And here's a second look.
The pass and the slam with the defender trying to come after him. That's so nice. We should see it twice.
They might check the replay because I think there's a chance we may get a technical foul here.
For the stare down after. Yep.
Well, he certainly taunted. I don't think there's any question. The question that remains...
Head not coming over. This head official, he knows. He talked to us at halftime. He said, I don't need to come over. There's the technical foul. The first shot has been made.
Technical foul against Oyekanmi. Garwood 2 for 2 from the line. The question for Lewis is Class A or Class B?
I think he's gonna go with Class B. But I don't know. I'll see.
Well, one is an ejection, one is not. So hopefully he gets it right. And with that, it's time for a media timeout. 9:36 to go in the game. The Dolphins lead it by 18 points.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Just over 9.5 minutes to go from the tank, following an emphatic fast break dunk off the turnover by Michael Oyekanmi. Then got whistled for a technical foul for taunting. Free throws were good, and the CSI lead is back down inside of 20 points. But the Dolphins have really run away with this game in the second half. As that's a big basket for the Redhawks trying to get back into it. Gene Aristill from the corner for 3, and the lead is 15. Clancy steps back, and that was in and out. And if you're the Dolphins, that dunk obviously energized the CSI contingent and the fanatics in the building. But you have to be careful that a play like that with the taunting that followed doesn't energize the Redhawks.
Absolutely, and 6 fouls on the Dolphins already, so 8:53 left. Got to be careful.
Could be an early bonus situation for Roberts Wesleyan if the Dolphins aren't careful.
Referee warning here for the players to stop chirping.
Well, following what transpired after the dunk, you have to think things might get a little more contentious down the stretch, and the officials are certainly going to have a tighter leash moving forward. Laddie somehow didn't lose it, goes all the way, and wedgie.
I thought Laddie was going to try to dunk it. But that was some ball movement there.
So that officially becomes a jump ball.
Now does Lewis know how to score that? Nick's all over it, it looks like.
Nick knows. Lewis knows too. Don't sell Lewis short. He knows what he's doing over there. Lewis now, 3-year vet.
Lewis knows his basketball for sure.
And that's an offensive foul. Now, early in the game, Aaron Goldstein was petitioning for that forearm shove to be whistled. Didn't get the call early in the game. He does get it right there.
Planted it in the mind of the official.
I saw it happen right in front of us within the first 2 minutes of the game. And he gets the call along the baseline right there. Goldstein doubled, finds Mallory. Now, if we're being super technical, the Dolphins should have just gotten a backcourt violation.
Mallory took a step, but I missed maybe a call that he caught it with 1 foot in the backcourt, so at that point, I guess it's okay.
Well, he caught it across half court. Both feet were across,
so
and then he planted in the backcourt. That was a backcourt violation. Goldstein's 3, no good. And the rebound was tipped out of bounds by the Dolphins. So it will be Roberts basketball, 8:01 to go, 15-point game. Much like the last time these two teams met, the Dolphins haven't shot it too well from 3, but they're shooting over 47% from the field. Redhawks just 35%. This is Hudson again on the wing, 12 to shoot. Elmore goes at Mallory, can't finish. Oyekanmi has his hands on it. Jump ball called. CSI possession, media timeout. 7:34 to go. The Dolphins lead it by 15.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
7.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter from the tank. The CSI lead is 15 points. Redhawks exerting some full court pressure, trying to get a bit closer as Chestnut scores. Count the basket and one.
Nice shot by JJ.
JJ Chestnut for 2.
Going to the basket there. 8 points now for him.
Dolphins have not been denied in the second half. They've slowly increased their shooting numbers and appear well on their way towards surpassing their first half point total by a nice margin. Redhawks have been held to 20 points in the second half. Pull up way too strong. Rebound was tipped out. And Roberts will keep possession. That shot no good by Pratt Jr. Chestnut back inside, finishes again.
Chestnut in double digits now, and we got a foul called against the Redhawks after the basket.
Well, we mentioned there might be a tighter leash on these two teams as this game heads toward its conclusion. The Dolphins now leading by 19. And there's going to be a 30-second timeout called by Roberts Wesleyan here. The Dolphins have free throws coming. So with that, we'll step aside, take a quick break. Our score, Staten Island 67, Roberts Wesleyan 48.
No free throws.
No free throws, as Nick said, coming back from break. But it is a foul against Roberts Wesleyan, so Dolphins get possession again, leading by 19 points. Timeout called by the official.
Clock issue.
So the shot clock should have been at 20. They set it down to 12.
Well, yep. 12 on the shot clock now.
So it must have been a turnover in the backcourt by Roberts Wesleyan via offensive foul. 7 to shoot now. Goldstein crosses over, spins, and finishes with the left hand.
Fancy move there as AG spinaroonies into an easy basket.
These two teams going back and forth verbally. You can see it as the players came up the floor. You know the Dolphins wanted to make sure they got their win back from earlier in the year. Brooks is blocked by McAllister. Rebound goes to Aristil. The Dolphins were poised to run there. Now Garwood. No good from 3. McAllister has the board.
If these two teams see each other in the semifinals, it's certainly going to be intense.
Based upon the current seeding, if the top 4 teams were all to advance, again, this is based on current seeding, the Dolphins would face Damon, as Chestnut has been unstoppable around the basket tonight. He scores again, but as I mentioned, the Dolphins would face Damon, and the Redhawks would face Stack. That layup won't go for Elmore. It's going to stay Redhawks basketball. So the Spartans have 2 conference losses this season. One of them is against Roberts Wesleyan, 107-102. As that ball is stripped away from Garwood, a foul was called. The other was against Damon, 87-82. I said it before, the Dolphins would need some help to take over the 1 seed. Quite a bit of it. Spartans with a big lead over Malloy tonight. They then face Queens and Mercy. So the Spartans likely to hold on to the 1 seed, barring some late season upsets. But if you're the Dolphins, a win tonight puts you on the doorstep of clinching the 2 seed. They could lock it up with a win on senior night. Or a Damon loss. Second free throw, no good by Garwood. If you're CSI, you have to feel pretty good about this game. They led nearly wire to wire as Clancy knocks down another 3. Timeout Dolphins.
See if the Dolphins start emptying the bench.
I think that's exactly what's about to happen.
That, to me, is the reason for the timeout, but nobody at the scores table yet to check in.
It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Now, I'm not sure they'll empty the bench completely, but it looked like at least Aaron Goldstein was coming off. It looked like TJ Tibbs waved him over. Maybe he just wanted to have a word with him. We'll see. The Dolphins typically don't clear the bench this early, though with the score the way it is, I think that's a possibility here.
25-point lead, 4:59 to go.
Like you said, Nick, it doesn't appear that anybody is stirring or preparing to come in.
Everyone's staying in, looks like.
And indeed, it's the same 5.
So there must have been something that Coach Tibbs saw that he wanted to call timeout.
Use it or lose it with the 30-second timeout. The Dolphins use it there. CSI lead is 25 points. Garwood will inbound. Brooks will bring it up. Garwood back out. Hudson. No-look pass, and Elmore throws it down. Nice feed there by Hudson.
Nice feed by Hudson. Nice finish by Elmore.
Dolphins will bleed some clock here, leading by 23. Chestnut for McAllister for 2. Dolphins.
JJ and Jordan doing a great job in this game attacking the basket.
Dolphins tonight have been so strong around the basket.
Lots of points in the paint.
Quite a few. We'll get the official tally in a moment when the live stats update. But the Dolphins are now up to 53% shooting. And that will raise again right here.
More points in the paint. Great feed, great finish.
Including those 2, Nick. The Dolphins have 56 points in the paint. That's incredible. Goldstein with 2 more.
Oh, I thought Aaron was going to try to slam it home, but maybe he doesn't have the ups.
I feel like he probably could dunk it, but that would have ended up contested. And dunking on a fast break, if somebody ends up filling that space underneath you, it can be a very dangerous play. You need to make sure you're open if you're going up for an in-game dunk
Absolutely.
on the break. So Goldstein wisely lays it in. The Dolphins continue to dominate on the inside. CSI leads it by 27. Our score, 80-53, with just over 3.5 to play. And we're back as the free throw is good. Nick and I were having a discussion that wasn't yet finished regarding a Spirit Committee initiative. Nick, why don't you talk more about that?
Well, starting February 26th through March 6th, leading into the next School Spirit Day on March 7th, all College of Staten Island apparel will be 20% off. You could purchase at Dolphin Card Services, you could purchase online, or you could purchase here in the tank on senior night.
I will be buying something. Got to see what they have. I think a good fit for me would be a crew sweatshirt with the college logo on it. I could use one. Is that on the list of options?
I think so. It's I think they have it in the Dolphin blue.
Even better. Even better. I'll certainly pick one up.
It says Dolphins.
Oh, it says Dolphins?
Yes.
I thought it was generic College of Staten Island apparel.
It's
Even
a
better.
mixture.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I got my CSI Dolphins white hoodie as Chris Clancy knocks down another 3.
So, Nick, you need to make sure they put aside one of those sweaters in an extra large.
No, I'm sure you'll be here early enough.
I will, but
we can make.
You need to make sure it makes it here. The demand is high.
Well, we got a big Spirit Day committee meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Extra large blue crew neck sweatshirt that says Dolphins. I will 100% take it. If you need, call me on the phone. I'll give you my credit card.
I gotta look. I gotta.
Tyler said make it 2, so a large and an extra large.
But Tyler's a student. He doesn't have any money.
He's working games. He's got a big paycheck incoming. We pay well here.
He's got that big. He got the big dollar raise at McDonald's as well.
According to my pay stubs, you all get paid more than me. So my pay stub still says $15.61. Someone's got to check in on that.
That is wrong. You better go check Talk to Auxiliary Services.
I'm fairly certain it is wrong. Well, I don't get paid through Auxiliary Services, though.
Well, that's illegal to be paid under minimum wage.
We're going on a tangent here. I think it's a typo. Two and a half to go. Dolphins lead by 25. A lot of spirit here at the commentary desk. We're all going to be in our blue crew neck sweatshirts on senior night. That's a shot clock violation.
There's also a nice gray.
Oh, you
zip up.
You have photos?
I have a few photos. I don't have a photo of the blue.
Wait, that hat is for sale?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I got a hat. I got a hat recently.
I'm about to go crazy.
This hat, $25, but it's 20% off. You do the math.
You don't have to tell me. I'm buying that hat. Oh, wow.
Scarves, winter hats. I'm showing Joe here. Perfect for the baseball season.
We need I think I'm going to buy that, too. I'm not going to buy that.
That's the
no
hat.
Pictures of the blue hoodie?
I don't have any pictures.
Right.
I'll work on getting, if possible.
So what we'll do, Nick, if you're here again before the weekend, get some photos of everything, and we'll put it on the broadcast. I guarantee
I'm going to tell the Spirit Committee tomorrow. They're going to be all over that.
Yeah. So let the Spirit Committee know that you need photos of everything for the broadcast. Oh, wow.
Retail $30, 20%
off. I can't pass up a sale.
Dolphins script.
So what we'll do, Nick, you give me that link. I'll share it on CSIDolphins.com. We'll share that tomorrow. I am a CSI alum. Maybe I get that as well.
CSI Tumbler Cup.
Oh, you conned me. Had thoughts of dunking again.
If anybody's into pajama pants, $30.
Does that say Dolphins?
It says CSI logo somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
The Dolphin logo.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, I'm thinking crew neck, hat. Oh, the link's coming my way now. I see it.
Crew neck hat and winter hat.
Yeah. Regular hat, winter
CSI
hat.
alum t-shirt?
I think I have one. Oh, I grew out of it. It was a large. I cut the sleeves off, and eventually I just couldn't put it on anymore. I had to get rid of it.
It's $20 retail, so 20 off.
Not bad. As Blake Wilson knocks down a 3.
Good to see Blake getting in the scoring column with that big three-pointer.
Dolphins now by 28. And during the pregame, I mentioned we might be looking for a high-scoring game tonight. Dolphins here in the second half have really picked up the scoring as they're approaching 50 in the half. Will they take a shot clock violation at the end here? Doesn't look like it. Hargrave, foul.
So the question is, who's going to be the player of the game? Will the guys across the way be able to figure it out without asking you? I think we have a consensus over here as to who we think it should be. Well, there's two players it could be, but I think it's going to be Adelaide.
I agree. You could make the case.
For JJ
as well.
Chestnut.
JJ had a nice game. Have we had
Adelaide,
JJ this year?
We did. We had him in December. We sang Chestnut's roasting an open fire. Adelaide, though, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals.
So I think we're going to have Adelaide over. And that'll do it. So we were communicating with the stats desk, coordinating our TLC physical therapy post-game interview. And joining us will be Adelaide Oyekanmi, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 of 6 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we're back from the tank as we are just moments away from our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. Nick will be joined on the court by our player of the game, Adelaide Oyekanmi. As we await the backdrop, we'll have to frame Nick and Adelaide up, but in just a few moments, Nick will be joined for a post-game conversation. As for the Dolphins, this win brings them much closer to a playoff top 2 seed, as the backdrop is a bit crooked. We'll work on that. But, Nick, I throw it down to you courtside as you are joined player of the game, Adelaide Oyekanmi.
All right, I'm here at Adelaide. He's got his whole cheering section cheering him on. All the boys are pumped up. Adelaide loving the spotlight right now.
Good job, Adelaide. Appreciate it.
Adelaide, great game tonight. Just seemed like everything was clicking for you out there on the court.
Yeah, tonight was definitely a big game for us. We needed this game, especially with seeding coming up. And I think for my teammates, they looked out for me. I was getting a lot of touches. I just finished every time I got the ball.
So you're transferring here for your graduate season. What's it been like to play with your brother, and what was it like with that big slam he had earlier in the game?
Playing with my brother is actually a fun experience because I played with him in high school, my senior year, but he didn't really play. So now that he actually plays, it's actually a nice thing. And I was definitely looking forward to coming here since last year. I already knew that I wanted to come to CSI, so I was very set in stone. And I thank Tibbs for letting me come here.
And do you and your brother room together here on campus?
Oh no, we don't room, but we hang out a lot though.
All right, fair enough. All right, so another win. You guys are rolling right now, looking to finish the season strong. Just what is it like in the locker room, the chemistry you guys are building right now?
I really feel like we're clicking very good right now. Tibbs demands a lot from us, and he pushes us to our highest ability every day. And we answer a lot. Sometimes it gets tough, which is that's the course of the season. But I like where we're heading, and I can't wait for the playoffs to start.
All right, Adelaide, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win. Go celebrate with your team. Joe, back over to you at the commentary desk.
All right, thank you, Nick. That is our TLC Physical Therapy player of the game, Adelaide Oyekanmi. Adelaide and the Dolphins picking up a big win, moving to within one victory of clinching an East Coast Conference first-round bye. The Dolphins, of course, already have locked up their playoff spot. They are currently the number 2 seed, chasing St. Thomas Aquinas College. The Spartans were leading by 18 last time we checked, as they also have a game tonight against Malloy. So Dolphins cruising toward the postseason. Have a big non-conference game on Saturday. They take on Bloomfield College right back here at the Tank. Once again, Nick and I will be on the call this weekend. Be sure to join us then. That game tips off at 2 p.m. But until next time, this has been Joe Foreman. For our engineer Tyler Clark, my broadcast partner Nick Durst, and our camera operator Pat Gilorenzo, we thank everyone for watching. Dolphins pick up a big win over Roberts Wesleyan at home, and we'll have a big non-conference game looming this weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, everybody, and be sure to join us on Saturday.